Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Deep Dive Podcast. This is episode 6. Tonight we have Soulful Spirits Paranormal with us. It is a team of
Hi.
ladies. Hello. We got 3 of the 4, right? You guys got 4
Yep.
Yes.
group. We got 3 of the 4 here with us tonight. We got Taylor, Heaven, and Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for joining. It is
Thank
awesome. It
you.
is awesome. To kick things off, Sunday night will be our last Deep Dive Haunts episode, and we will be caught up to date. That is Sanctum of Souls. My brother and I went there back in January. So we'll talk about our experience there. And unfortunately, the place has already shut its doors, so nobody else gets to go there, and I'm really sad because we got some really cool stuff out of there. And then next Wednesday, April Fool's Day, we got Spooky Bro 316. He will be our guest on Deep Dive Podcast. So you guys will want to make sure he really wanted that night. So I'm gonna guess that's gonna be a really fun episode because I've seen his videos and they seem to be pretty funny. Hello out there, welcome in. I am going to let each one of these ladies tell us a little bit about the group, where they are from, what they do. Be sure to ask any questions in the comments and let us know that you're here. Taylor, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Perfect. I am Taylor. I live in southern Indiana, super close to Louisville. That's why we say we're from Louisville. It's easier to explain that way. But I am in Indiana. I have been investigating for 5 years now, a part of this group for 3. Even I started it back in 2023. And we just really love exploring the locations, diving deep into the history, and really focusing on the history to make sure we are as accurate as possible. And so that is a big focus of ours.
Right. That's awesome. That is awesome. Mm-hmm. I actually have family that lives outside of Louisville. I can't say it.
There you go.
my sister and brother actually lived down there for a really long time, and then their kids are still there. Well, a couple. Well, I guess not, but the people that ended up adopting my sister's kids after they both passed, they live in Fisherville, which is east of. I think it's east. Yeah. They live out there. Yeah. So I know the area very well.
Yeah, it's beautiful out that way too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is.
Heaven, go ahead.
Well, hi, I'm Heaven Bailey, and I've been a part of the Soulful Spirits team for almost 3 years now. But I've been investigating here and there since I was little. My dad really got me into all things paranormal and spooky. And I also live in southern Indiana. So I think we all pretty much live not too far from each other.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys caught that. Taylor, Renee said, hello, beautiful ladies.
Hey, Taylor.
Yes, hello. All right, Miss Eva.
Yes, I actually live in Louisville, not in Indiana. And I've been doing paranormal investigations for a little over 6 years now. And I have to say that I was in one other group. And I have to say that this group is a really solid group. We're really dedicated to actually doing the work, putting in the background work. There's a lot of background work that goes into the research and contacting people and talking to historical societies and those types of things. So we put in a lot of background work to prep for going to an investigation. So this is a really solid group.
Awesome. So speaking a little bit more on that. Hi, everybody. You guys, so how much research and everything do you do before you go? Because that's actually one of my questions. Before going to a location, like how many hours do you guys feel that you spend prior to an investigation? And do you only do the historical side of things, or do you try to figure out, learn what some of the claims and stuff are as well.
I know for myself, I'll do it anytime I have free time. I have a 2-year-old toddler, and so when I'm not either at work or with her, I'll typically just dive into anything paranormal. And if we have an investigation coming up, I'll try to focus it on that, and do as much research as I can when I have the free time, on my lunch breaks at work, on just a break at work, at nighttime before going to bed. And so I'll just try to do it as much as I can before. And I like to stick to the like historical aspect, but I will try to, I don't want to give anything away when it comes to claims at a location, but I kind of want to have an idea of what to expect.
Right.
So I'll touch on it a little bit, but not really do a deep dive into like if there's any YouTube videos out there or any episodes on TV about a location. I'll just try to get like a snippet of what the claims are, just to kind of prepare myself before going in.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so how long has Soulful Spirits been around?
Since 2023.
2023.
Yeah.
So you guys are going on 3 years.
Yes, we are.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What, Heaven, what got you interested in the paranormal?
So, what really started was my grandma. She would tell me and my sister ghost stories from her own personal experiences. So, she lived in a house that had a lot of activity. It was actually a house that was right in the middle of a cemetery. So she had a lot of activity and experiences there, and she would tell us stories. And then she also would tell my dad stories, and he also experienced it himself. And so as we were growing up, he would always put on Ghost Hunters, and he would tell us stories the same that he experienced, and that really like sparked it. And then he also, a long time ago, when he was with his brother, stumbled across Waverly Hills, not knowing what it was. And he was telling me stories about how he went in the body chute. And when he passed away in 2017, I made a promise to him that, like, one day I'm going to go there and, like, I'm going to do this in his honor. And I did. I went in 2018 for the very first time. And so that's really what started it from a very young age. And I've always just been so fascinated by it. And I want to know all of the stories. Like, I love the history of behind it as well. Like, I want to know their names. I want to know what happened, all of the things.
Right. How about you, Eva?
As soon as we figure out, like, we try to have regular meetings about where we want to investigate. And when Taylor sets something up for us to investigate, I start doing research right away. So I'll do research like probably all the way up until we go to the investigation. I try to look, like Taylor said, I try to look at, was this place investigated before? Get some videos on it. I reach out to, and sometimes I have luck, sometimes I don't, but I reach out to historical societies in the area in which we're going to go investigate and see if they have any information, because lots of times they'll have information that you can't find online. So, and sometimes I can get feedback from them, sometimes I don't. But I just try to do a deep dive and find as much information as I can find on the people that lived there, when was the house built, what style is it built in, what happened on the land. We've been going to a lot of houses that deal with the Civil War. So what type of, I know that a lot of the mansion houses were used as hospitals during the Civil War. So, go into that, what was it used for? How, so I go into more than just who lived there, and I delve a little bit into like the claims, what are the claims, but I always do it as what are their claims. We go in, when we go into an investigation, we go in, okay, this is what people say happens here, but we go in with a totally clean slate. We don't go, okay, we're going to look for this. These people said this
Mhm.
happened over here. We don't do that. So we do like to find out what are the claims of, people have experienced there, but we don't go in looking for those specific things. We go in a clean slate. Yeah.
So, what got you interested in the paranormal?
I'm the old lady in the group, by the way. Those are
She's not old.
all my children, all my little children.
I
God,
feel you. I feel you.
uh-huh. So when I was little, there was all the cryptid talk, right? The Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster, and I got fascinated with all that. So as I got a little bit older and stuff, and the TV shows started coming out, Paranormal State and Taps and those, I started watching those types of things, and I was really intrigued by, does this really happen? What's out there? Parallel universes, all this type of thing, quantum physics, all this kind of thing all feeds into it. So I got kind of interested in all that. And then someone that I knew was starting up a group and said, does anybody want to be in this group? And I was like, I do, because I wanted to see, TV can be fake a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see if, is this real or what? And I was pretty blown away on my first investigation.
Mm-hmm.
When flashlights started coming on and going off. And I'm like, I know for a fact there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
These are just batteries in this flashlight. I know for a fact. So having experienced that just sparked the interest. And yeah, so that's how I came to investigate.
Awesome. Miss Taylor.
I have always been interested in it, but as a kid, I would see my aunt who passed when I was 4, and I would have conversations with her. And my parents would tell me that growing up, like, you would talk to your Aunt Denise when clearly she's not there. And that just always kind of stuck with me. And as I got older, I wanted to know, did other people have these experiences? Because that's kind of weird, talking to things that aren't there. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of always started looking into that. I found Ghost Hunters on TV when they were in Waverly doing a Halloween special. And I was like, hey, that sounds like it's right up my alley. So I started watching that, started to kind of get some answers. It's like, hey, you're not weird for having that experience as a kid. And that just kind of really started that love. And I grew up loving history too. So it mixing with that, I've always been fascinated with science. And it was just kind of sparked right then and there and hasn't stopped.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Eva, what was a wow moment for you in the investigations that you've done so far?
There have been several.
What's the big one now?
The big one, well, we had a lot of things happen at Whisper Estates that were pretty profound. Mm-hmm. But you talked about going back to you discussing about a doll and the investigation that you had experienced flying around. We were at the Blackford County Jail and up in Indiana. And when we were taking a preliminary tour with the caretakers of the jail, they were telling us about, different rooms or whatever. And so the jailer, as jails back in the day, the family would live in the house where the jail was. It was all just one big thing. So there were 2 bedrooms upstairs. One was the sheriff's room. And then the room across the hall, the lady had told us activity work, goes on over there, but not if you're in there. And so we were like, okay. And so we were upstairs and we were in the sheriff's bedroom. And there was a bar down the street and it was really loud and you could hear it. So we were doing Facebook Live and we were like, there's this noise coming, so if you hear this noise, and we're going on, we had set up a flashlight in the other bedroom across from the sheriff's bedroom. And we were sitting there and all of a sudden this big crash happened, and I said an expletive live on Facebook.
Whoops.
What the was that? And sure enough, that flashlight had flown off and crashed on the floor. And it was situated on a dresser that had a lip at the end, so it couldn't have rolled off.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way it could have rolled off. So, and when that happened, I don't know if it was shock for me, but it seemed like the whole atmosphere changed at that point in time. And Taylor was there. And
I
so,
jumped behind you.
and she and I were like, nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope. The atmosphere has totally changed. We're going back downstairs to the jail because it was cool down there. We don't like it up here. It just totally, it became very, I don't know, it didn't feel friendly any longer. So we hightailed it out there. That was probably the scariest. We've had doors open. I've had doorknobs shake, flashlights going on and off, all these types of things happening. But that moment, it was startling, and the noise itself wouldn't have been so bad. But I think after you investigate for a while, you start to pick up on energy. At
Mm-hmm.
least I do. And I think that you can feel if and there's an energy shift or it changes or whatever. So for me, that was the scariest thing.
Crazy. Tim is here now.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm late. I got some people that are cutting the tree down in my yard, so sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
That's okay.
Ghosts and ladies or gals, or they're saying hello.
Hello.
And Taylor says, very clean setup y'all have here. I love it. Thank you very much.
No.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I was asking them about their wow moments. Taylor, what was your most profound wow moment?
I'd have to agree with Eva because that was pretty like,
Scary.
oh crap, what's happening? That was pretty wild. But then recently we were back at the Dr. J.J. Polkhouse and Apothecary, and I was upstairs on like the second floor. The other Taylor was on the stairs going down, and Eva was in the family side of the home, and she took a picture. And later on, she was looking through the pictures, and there is a person thing there in a mirror that doesn't really reflect well. If you stand in front of it, you can't really see your reflection. It's kind of grainy, blurry. This is a see-through person, and I can't stop looking at that picture because it just, I have no explanation for it because I know we're all accounted for, and I know the house is empty. There's no furniture in it yet. That's their next step for the renovations and the restoration, and it's something I truly can't explain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Heaven, do you have anything different?
I do.
Okay.
I can think of a couple off the top of my head, but one I think that really kind of blew me away was we were at Octagon Hall, which is in Kentucky, and we were downstairs doing the Estes method. I was under, so they were asking me questions, and all of a sudden I said, puppet. Okay. And so when we finished up the Estes method, we go upstairs into the children's bedroom, and we're looking around, asking questions, just talking, and then all of a sudden, like, I turned to my left, and there is a closet, but it's not the kind that there's a door to or anything, but you can see like the clothes rack bar, and I look over, and there's a puppet there, and it is swaying, like moving back and forth. And I think we were all just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like this is what it meant. And so that was one moment that I think really just, I mean, I was flabbergasted. Like I was excited,
Right?
but also just like holy, holy crap.
For sure. Taylor said, yep, that's a very wild picture. Yeah,
It is.
Mhm.
that's crazy. All right, Mr. Tim, got any questions?
I sorry. Nice to meet y'all. Sorry I'm late getting started
Nice to
here.
meet you.
I guess Well, oh, I don't have my note in front of me. I wasn't prepared. Sorry. I'm a little behind.
I can come back to you. I just didn't want to catch you out.
No, that's fine. I'm not quite ready here, so
Okay. All right. So
busy day.
I know you guys have mentioned a little bit about what your investigation style is, doing the Estes and flashlights. What else or what other methods do you guys use that you found work well? Or are there new experiments that you guys are trying?
We've been trying to be more mindful of setting up a camera and leaving it running if we're not going to be in an area. We've done that twice at the Polk House, and the first time we got um, a lot of really cool things that popped up there while we weren't in the house and we were in the backyard. And we did it the second time we went back a few weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to watch through that yet. But we're trying to do that because we know we're leaving this space completely empty. No human is in here. And we know that for a fact. So we're trying to start doing that. I've been really getting into recorder sessions and listening back to EVPs and just trying to do more real time analysis with that so we can grow and use that in our investigations instead of just asking questions and then hear it back later, a day or two later. And those are two things that I've really been trying to be mindful of and do and be proactive about while we investigate.
Those are actually both good. I've been trying to put a camera up over in one corner of the room so everybody's in it, but you can see the whole room. And
Yes. Yeah.
sometimes you just don't have the option to do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Jennifer says, never enough time to watch our footage. Girl,
Yeah.
no. There's
Need
that.
more hours in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know about
for
that.
sure. For sure. And then when you're actually doing that, and like even if it's a couple days later, you're like, if it's a EVP session you're listening to, you're like,
Mhm.
wait, where were we? What were we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
it's a very hard to
Mhm.
remember all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um,
It is.
yeah. So we decided that we're actually going to start taking a notebook. And then, like once activity kind of like dies down a little bit, like jot down some notes at that
Yeah.
point. So then we
Yeah,
can start
definitely.
remember, like
Right.
maybe
Mhm.
remember a little better. Like we were in this room and
Mhm.
we was
Right.
doing that and
We'll do
that.
that for our Estes methods. We'll write down the question, and then if there's an answer, we'll write the answer. I need to give that task to somebody else because I get so
Mm.
caught up in it, I forget to write.
Yeah, we've got a story about a notebook.
Mm.
But that has been helping when like going through like
Mhm.
pictures or recordings and like referring back to that has been helping a lot, but only if you remember to write it down.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. That's something we don't do. We don't write down the questions or the answers, but maybe that's something that we should probably start doing as well. Keeping a little
That's a good point.
log
Mhm.
going on, or even like if you hear footsteps or whatever, like
Mhm.
we do
Yeah.
try to say, like look at a clock, like a watch, and say, oh, it's da 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 da. So at least it's on the recording. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
sometimes a little bit better note taking, I think, works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Good too. Eva, what's your favorite way to investigate?
Oh, I don't like doing the SS method. It creeps me out, but I do think that's
Mm.
an effective method. We have really good luck with flashlights. I think I like the tripwire a whole bunch. And I do like the Estes method. We've been trying to do two people doing the Estes method at the same time.
Good.
That's something we've been experimenting with. We did it last time we were at the JJ Polk House. And so that was interesting. So I think we're going to do some more of that. But I kind of like the flashlights, just basic, and they seem to work everywhere. I mean, every time that we use them, we'll use them in tandem with something else as well, like in tandem with the Estes method or something. But I'll go with the tried and true flashlights.
I'm going to guess that the other Taylor that's on here is the one that's not on here.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
She's like, I love the Estes and flashlights. The new
Yes.
tripwire is one of my faves.
Yes,
Yes, girl.
that's our other Taylor.
That's our other Taylor. She's joining
here,
in.
but
She's
not
joining in
here.
in comments.
Yeah, she's here, but she's not here. That's funny. That is hilarious. What about you, Heaven?
So I love the Estes method. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Eva.
Okay.
That's okay. You're good at it.
I feel like that's when I really am in tune. I'm very intuitive, and so I feel like, and I get super emotional and attached. So I feel like that is the best way for me to be in tuned with whatever could possibly be there. It is my favorite. I love connecting that way.
Okay.
But the other thing I really have enjoyed is our music box.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And then we lost her.
She's gone. The music stopped for her.
The music box, man. Don't talk about the music
It'll
box.
get you every time.
Yeah, it's all okay, Taylor. I get it. I knew you weren't going to be on, but that's cool. Well, hopefully she comes back.
Yeah, yeah, but the music
Sorry,
box is
I don't
one
know
of
what
our new
happened there.
equipment. So,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't hear you though.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, we have to talk about how Taylor got so carried away with what we were doing. She stopped taking notes for the Estes method.
Did that help?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
No.
Oh,
She went
Yeah.
out. She'll come back in.
In and out. Yeah.
Yeah. We all do the Estes method, and some of us are way better at it than others.
mm-hmm.
I'm
Mhm.
still trying to like decipher, what actually is
Mhm.
being said and everything. But another one of our team members, she's on there and she's just like blip, 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 blip,
Yeah.
blip,
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably how heaven is for you guys.
Oh yeah,
That instant thing, and
and her facial reactions, even though
Yeah,
she has
she'll
the
make
blindfold
she'll
on,
make these facial
we
features.
can see like her facial reactions. We were at the Polk House. Love that place. We were in the backyard at the Polk House, and she just made this facial reaction. And I made a comment to the other Taylor. I was like, I think she's crying. And we pulled her out shortly after, and she was like,
Wow.
we're like, are you crying? And she's like, yeah, there was a little girl like looking for her mom. And like it just, so she's saying the words, but we can actually see it on
Yes.
her too, which is really cool.
Wow.
what I find interesting is when somebody's doing the Estes method and somebody says something and they like turn and face that person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? That is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
When you guys get to a location, are there feelings, vibes, anything that you get upon arriving, or is it after you get inside, after you've walked around a little bit? What are
I think it depends on the location. Like if it's a
Mhm.
place that we've gone to a lot, it's just a lot of excitement. And I feel that weeks leading up to it. But if it's a place we've never been before, I kind of try to stay as calm as I can to not, in a sense, like be biased, like, oh, I'm so excited to check this place out, or I don't want to like judge it before I get to essentially like know it. But if it's a place we've been before, I always feel that excitement. I get on there. It feels like I'm back at home, essentially. I feel comfortable, feel welcomed. But if it's a place we've never been to, I just try to stay as neutral as possible until like after our tour, and then kind of like, okay, what am I feeling? What vibes am I getting? And then kind of start opening myself up to that.
I can pull up to a location and be like staring at something like I'm already fixated
Mhm.
because something's like
Wow.
already drawn me in, and I'm just like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
Who else wants to answer that one? Anybody
I
get that
can go.
creeped out vibe when you pull up to a location, you're looking, you're like, yep, it's up there.
I haven't really felt freaked out, but I agree with Taylor. I think I also try to stay neutral, but there has been times where like I've been drawn to a place like the Masonic temple we went to in E Town.
Mhm.
As soon as we got there, I felt something, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad feeling. It was more of like, oh, like I think this place is gonna be like my place, like my niche.
Mm.
And it really did feel like that. Like I felt kind of like Taylor's favorite place is in Perryville. That's how I felt about the Masonic Temple. It felt like home almost in a
Mhm.
sense. Like it felt good. So but I think we do all try to stay pretty neutral until we get in there and do our investigation.
And then you kind of feel like, okay, something's off, or something
Mm.
doesn't feel quite right, or
Mhm.
Yeah.
that type of thing. What was I going to ask about that part? Tim, do you have any questions at the moment while I'm trying to get my
So, is there any place that you've been to? You say you go to several, you've been to places several times, the same ones. Is there a place that you will not go back to?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I won't go back to one, but they shut down, so
Yeah, they
nobody
shut
can
it
go
down.
back
So it's
there.
that was a me and
Yeah,
Taylor.
that was
That's not a good one.
yeah, that was
Okay,
not a good experience all
Not a good
around.
experience
I
at
see.
But
all.
they closed their doors, so nobody can go
And
back there.
where
nobody.
was
Oh,
where was
really?
that?
That was the Anderson Hotel in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Oh,
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Um,
So,
Yeah.
I
I got a big
yeah.
question is, so I don't know you ladies except for what I'm meeting here. When you talk about going to a location, you feel as though you're at home. You feel as though there's something
Mhm.
going to be there, or going to fill your expectations of where you're at. So everybody has a level of sensitivity, and over time, we learn our sensitivity level gets more and more because we get to learn more. So, what do you think your sensitivity levels are? I mean, as far as doing any investigation at all. When you walk in the door, do you actually feel something walked up to you? Do you feel something's communicating with you? Or is it just an open, hey, let's see what's going to happen inside here? Trying to stay open is not easy because if you know some history and all, it's not really easy to
Mhm.
do. So tell me what your sensitivity level is doing an investigation prior and when you're there.
For me, I don't get any kind of sense of anything until I actually start investigating.
Okay.
Um, the history and background doesn't really um, influence anything as far as me sensing something. Um, but heavens are intuitive. She's far more sensitive
Okay.
um, than but as I've mentioned before, you can tell energy shifts. We can be in a room and it'll just there's nothing. It's hard to describe, but you can
Okay.
feel like there's just nothing. Like there's nothing going to happen.
It's
No,
super quiet, super
let's
still.
go
Yeah.
someplace else.
Yeah.
So another part of the house or whatever. So in that regard, um, I can sense energy in that way. But heavens are intuitive, so
Okay.
she is the one that picks up on the vibes.
Okay. Well,
She's
all the
like,
years
don't
I've
go.
done it,
You
my
don't.
sensitivity's gotten more than what it was when I first started. But there were some other
Mhm.
reasons that
Mhm.
happened. So I'm kind of curious because when I go with people, I know that our team and I know what their sensitivity levels are and what they are and how they react. So it's kind of helpful for me and everybody else if we know that and what
Mhm.
goes on. That's very interesting to do that. Channelers and so forth is. I wished I could. I can't, but I wish I could. But anyway, so as far as that goes. Um, what is probably the spookiest place you've ever gone to?
Hmm.
I would say Waverly just because it's Waverly and it has that connotation with it. I think the gargoyles outside give it that extra spooky factor, and then the body shoot. And driving up the hill, you just see it emerge from the trees. Spooky factor, when you look at it, it's 100% there. But the time that we've gone, we got close to nothing. But the spooky factor when it comes to looking at it as a whole, 100% for me, it's there. So
Okay.
mm-hmm.
We will agree with that because we've driven up that road.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, you just see it emerge from the trees, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We didn't get up there, but we drove up part of the way. So yeah.
Yeah, we drove up part way.
Yeah. Part of it.
Okay.
That's like my roller coaster adrenaline feeling, and just the closer you get, you're like, yes, I'm here, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We got
Anybody else want to answer?
So. Anybody else?
Do you want to go?
Anybody else want to answer that? Their scary moment?
Yeah, I can. I think for me personally would be Whispers Estate. Only, and it's not every single room that I feel that in. But I will say, because of how the house is laid out, there's so many different rooms and so many like corners that you like something could potentially hide behind. And it gets really dark upstairs.
Yeah.
And I will say that there is different rooms that I feel completely safe in, like Gary's room. Like I feel good in that room. But then there is a like crawl space closet in the very back down the hallway. And the first time I opened that door, I this sounds so weird, but it smelled like candy.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
And so I'm kind of sensitive to smells too. And so as soon as I opened that up and I smelled candy, it gave me an ick vibe. It didn't feel good. And then also upstairs, even further on the third floor, there is like the mirror room. I love that room. But then there's a bedroom right next to it that does not feel good at all. It's very heavy in that room, and I don't like that. And so I think there's just a lot of different activity that we've picked up on there. And so if I had to say like one that was the spookiest for me, it would be that place for sure.
Okay.
And I'd have to agree with Heaven. I've been there to Whisper Estates like 6 times now.
Yep.
Wow.
And only 1 out of the 6, nothing happened. Like every time we go, something happens, doors open, close. There was one time where there were lights like going off, doorknobs, like coins falling. I mean, just like activity out. Yeah, just everything happening all at once. So, and on the outside, it looks big, but when you get inside, as Heaven was indicating, it's sort of like grows, it expands. It's like all these nooks and crannies, all these different places, and becomes sort of like this maze of rooms that you kind of go through. So, we've had in Rachel's room lots of activity with balls flying off the beds and all these types of things. So I would say it's sort of deceiving looking, because on the outside it just looks like a regular house, and you have these angel statues, and it looks like a regular house, an older house. Then you get in, and it's like you said, Heaven, very, very dark. And it does give you a really creepy vibe the first time I went in, because it's so dark in there.
Wow.
Then after a while, it just kind of feels like, hey, I'm home type of thing. But yeah, I'd say that creepy, it would get the creepy scale for me.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell Brenda, let's get the address, because my saying is you want to go ghost hunt and get in the truck. We're going to go to Whisper. We're going to truck down.
Yes, you have to.
It's a great location. It never
It is.
disappoints.
Because that's
Yeah,
some
there's
places that sound like
actually
very
a
interesting.
lot a lot of locations down your guys' way that
Mhm.
I want to hit a lot,
Mhm.
so, including Waverly. But yeah, a lot.
Yes.
Um, what do we
Nice.
want to do?
Oh, nice. Froze up. You
Are
froze
we
up for a
good?
minute.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I probably didn't free. I don't know. I might have froze. Um, so you guys have already hit on that question, so I won't ask it. So, out of all of the evidence that you guys have collected through EVP recordings and videos and photos, outside of the photo that you told us about a little bit ago,
Mhm.
like, would you think that that's your most compelling piece of evidence, or do you have one that's different?
Hmm. That's a good question. Um, we have some recordings from when we weren't inside the polk house of activity happening with the music box. And we know like no one's in there making that go off, and it goes off because it detects movement in front of it. And so knowing there's nothing, like there's no human in there or animal, nothing is in there, and it's set up so like a bug can't make it go off. Um, Having that was kind of spooky. I was watching that in my bed at like 11:30 at night, reviewing that video, and I heard it go off, and I yelled for my significant other, and I'm like, "You have to see this!"
That's
And
actually pretty cool, though.
yeah, he watched it
Mhm.
once, and he's like, "Nope, not doing that again.
Yeah.
Not watching that again."
Nope.
So we have that. But then we have a recording of the beach balls coming off of
Mhm.
Rachel's bed at Whispers Estate, which is pretty pretty creepy. But I have an EVP from before that happening. It sounds like a little girl saying, "Look," and then the ball comes off, and you hear our reaction.
Oh,
And
wow.
so having those two that kind of line up together, that's
Right.
pretty cool. So
That's awesome. That's
mhm.
awesome.
We also have that video of Gary's closet door coming
Oh
open
yeah,
multiple
Oh,
times for
really?
I
us.
forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then probably at the Masonic Temple this past February, when the other Taylor was under in her Estes method, we were in like the actual temple part where they have their meetings, and she's sitting there in one of the chairs, and we're all spread out on the floor, and the mason that was there with us told us on the tour that around a certain time of
Oh.
night, um, the child spirit that they say is there is told to like stop, time for bed, by her uncle that is supposedly haunting the building as well, and it comes through very abruptly, very strong, and then it just stops. And we're doing this Estes method during that time frame. It was anywhere between 11 to midnight, and Taylor just yells, "Stop!" and then the little girl's name, and then we hear a thud in the stairwell that this uncle shows up in, and then it just went dead silent. It just
Oh,
went silent, and
that's
we're just
impressive.
like, "Well, okay."
Yeah. That,
Oh,
Okay then. Good night.
that's impressive.
yeah, that works. That works.
Mhm. And we
Um,
do have that on video.
do you guys primarily stay just around Louisville, or how far do you guys travel?
Right now, we stay close to Louisville, but we would love to branch out into either like northern Indiana, down into Tennessee, Ohio, Illinois. Like Ashmore Estates is on our list of places to go, and it's just about I think like a 3.5 hour drive for us. So it's not horrible, but like I have a little kid. Taylor has a little kiddo too. We all have little grown families, so it's harder to make those trips. But we would love to be able to branch out to other states and spend more time outside of our area. But even just sticking to our area, we're finding new places to go
Mhm.
every year, and that's awesome too. So,
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
How far are you guys from Terre Haute?
Quite a
about
ways.
Two and
Is
a
it quite a
half
ways still?
hours. At
Yep,
two,
yep.
yeah,
About two and a half
hours.
ish. Yeah, for us here in
Okay.
Indiana.
I was gonna say you guys could always go to Spirit of Marco, but
Hmm.
because that's up by Terre Haute.
Yeah, that just
Mhm.
I've been seeing that one pop up recently, and then there's a location out 64 near Jasper, an old jail I think that's kind of started to open up for investigations, and we love jails, so
Yeah,
hoping to get there
Okay.
this year.
they're fun.
Hmm.
This is a team member of our Misty. She says hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So her and I hung out pretty much all day today. We had, we had lunch and then Um
Here's our ghost dog,
oh he's cute.
Ruby.
Ruby.
So
Cool.
does he go on investigations with you guys?
Yeah, she does if they allow us. Actually, she's been to Whisper a couple of times, but unfortunately, they don't allow dogs to go there any longer. But one time she was there, she wouldn't go underneath the steps at all. I had to drag her under there. She wouldn't go, but she loved Rachel's room. She just laid down and like rolled on her back like somebody was rubbing her belly, and she loved Rachel's room.
Impressive.
But there were certain like downstairs she wouldn't go. There were certain areas, and then the next time we went, she went in those areas and she didn't have a problem. Um, yeah, so dog animals and kids are very perceptive. So we're gonna get Taylor's little girl to go on investigation with her.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think it would be cool to have an animal on an investigation just to see what they pick up. Taylor said hi, Ruby, if you guys caught that. Didn't get that.
And getting hit with a tail. Damn.
Was there any time that you guys, I know we've talked a lot about different experiences and stuff like that that you guys have done and, like whispers and the extra stuff. But is there anything that has ever happened to you where you were like, nope, and then had to take a break, like leave the location because it just not, I mean, we talked about mine before we started, but
Yeah.
you guys have a nope moment like that where you were like, besides what we've talked about tonight, anything different where you were just
No,
like, gotta,
not really. I mean, the flashlight at Blackford County, I immediately like, nope, leaving this
Yeah.
area. I don't think it helped that it's hardwood floor up there, so the mag light hitting the floor and rolling, that added to the spookiness of it too. But that was very much like, nope, not going back up there, not going to that side of the building the rest of the night. It felt more comfortable in the jail and in the cells, ironically. So that was, we didn't leave, but that was,
No.
yep, nope, not going to that side of the home. I'll stay in the jail with the inmates.
that's actually interesting that you would rather stay over with the inmates than
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
And we made a comment about that, like on the way down, like the jail feels more comfortable than the living quarters did.
It did.
And so so that was like, nope, not going back up there. I would love to go back there. And I would go back up there again since we've had time since that investigation. But I mean, if that happened again, nope, I would not go back up there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that part, Tim, but that was where the flashlight came off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was just
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah, I caught, I'd never had that happen, so that would be awesome. So.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Tim, any questions?
So I was trying to think up another one that you hadn't already covered or we asked before. I wasn't trying to repeat. I didn't hear the first few minutes of it, so I'm not sure what you guys were talking about at that time. So I guess come to Iowa because we got a lot of haunted locations too here. Get up this way, please come up here. How many how do I want to put this? How many haunted locations are there actually in the area where you're at? I mean, is it 100? Is it 50? Is there a lot there? Because it sounds like sound like
There's quite a lot.
Kentucky's pretty
Yeah,
hot.
there's a lot.
There's a lot in Kentucky and southern Indiana.
Mhm.
There's
And I
quite a
think
lot.
I would be one to bet, like, and put Kentucky on like a top 10 most haunted state list,
Oh,
maybe
really?
even top 5.
Especially in old Louisville, not to interrupt you.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine.
Old
Like,
Louisville is supposedly
yeah,
most haunted. What per
like,
square block
like
or whatever.
town. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would put Kentucky on that list just because I feel like I'm finding a new location every month, I feel like. But Kentucky has a lot of like the Appalachian Mountains. It has the cave systems. It has a lot of limestone, running water. There's just a lot of components that they say causes paranormal activity. And I think that can play a part into it, kind of diving into like the science side of it. And from like the northern part of the state to the southern part, I feel like you can throw a rock and find a haunted place to go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we get in the truck. We got to get in the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Tanya, she's another one of our team members. She said, I wonder how Lexi would do. Lexi is her killer chihuahua.
Bring her.
She's like the most lovable dog ever.
Oh,
I think that's Lexi. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, yeah. So pets are interesting. Yeah, Misty is saying, yeah, a lot of locations clustered in Iowa.
Yeah.
We actually have several cemeteries around Iowa that have a lot of activity
Yes, we do.
that goes.
Yeah. And Iowa, so we're starting to find more places in Iowa than we knew about prior. I mean, Villisca, places like that are pretty popular,
Yeah.
but we're actually starting to find out that Iowa has a lot of haunted locations, and they're getting me more of. Brenda and I early in January did a church, and of all means, a haunted church. Why, I don't know, but and they actually, after we went there, they closed it down. I don't know what we done. I don't think we did.
It wasn't us. It really wasn't us. I don't think it was us. But yeah, we were in there, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was because we kept getting a referral of a witch.
Yeah.
Maybe the owner
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah,
It
it was
could
really
be.
weird.
Yeah.
Because we use apps sometimes, like Spirit Talk or whatever.
Yeah.
And we kept getting beware of the witch, and then witch, and witchcraft, and I mean, like these words just kept like popping up randomly.
Right.
And the next day, one of the girls, she messages me and she's like, so how did you go? Like, how was your investigation? And I was telling her, and I'm like, has anybody ever said anything about, a witch? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, and so I was sending her screenshots from, like the wording that we were getting and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, like a couple weeks later, they're like, the owner decided that they needed to do something different with the location or whatever. And so they're not open for investigations anymore. And it's like,
maybe they found the witch. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was crazy. I did a dowsing rod session in there, and you can actually watch the video. And I'm like, "Where's the witch?" And it like points like out the door. Like, yeah, it was.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
And we finally got a woman's voice come out of that room, so something was going on.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. It was
So,
crazy.
do you guys use stuff like that? Do you use dowsing rods, crystals?
Yes.
Is that part of your repertoire, so to speak? And how well
Yeah,
does that work?
pendulum. Have you guys ever used a pendulum?
Yeah, pendulum. Yeah.
I don't
No, we
know.
haven't
We
used
use
a
pendulum.
pendulum, but
Okay.
Taylor has a set of dowsing rods that she's trying to use more and incorporate.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we've used that at a few locations at the Polk House and the Masonic Lodge, and I think one other place, but I can't remember.
The oh my gosh, the cinema.
Yes, Opera House. Yeah.
The Opera
Thank
House,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ross Opera House
Mhm.
in Cynthia.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
Ross. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Been a
Ruby
while.
went there.
Been a while. So.
Yeah, she
You
did.
definitely,
She did.
in order to use the dowsing rods correctly, you have to have them in tune with you,
Mhm.
like because they connect with their owner. It's really
Mhm.
weird, but um, yeah. So once you actually do that and get them like grounded or whatever, then they actually work really, really well for you. She
That
said
was
she
true
wants to
too.
say she. If you guys caught that, I like
Yeah.
the dowsing rods. I hope to use them more in
Mhm.
the future. I want to say I remember using them at Whisper too.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. What projects do you guys? What upcoming investigations or whatever do you guys have coming up?
Yeah, a couple.
We a week from Saturday, we're doing a private investigation in Kentucky. So we'll be going there. In May, we are doing Waverly Hills. Our
Oh,
first time
cool.
as a group going there. It is
Cool.
a public investigation, but we get it for 6 hours, and it's such a large place. It's like we're on our own pretty much. And then June, we're going back to the Dr. J.J. Polk House and Apothecary, just to keep building on what we're finding there.
Okay.
So yeah, those are our next 3 months of investigation. So
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, question popped in my head and then it went out again.
Oh no.
Squirrel,
Yeah.
squirrel. Um, all right. Well, while I'm thinking about that, if you could give one piece of advice to a newbie that's just getting into the paranormal field, what would you say to them? Heaven?
I would say start with skepticism. Don't believe everything you see. And I would also say dive into the history, get to know that, um, and just have fun because that's the most important part. Like you're here
Good.
to learn, but you're also here to explore and see what you believe. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would say.
Eva?
That was good, Heaven. You said everything I was going to say.
Oh,
Mm.
my
We're
bad.
all on the same wavelength.
No, no, I would say stay open minded. Don't go in with a preconceived notion about whatever you read or you heard or whatever. I'd also
Yeah.
say to not think everything is a ghost. Like we always try to
Good.
find rational explanations
Okay.
for anything. And like with the picture that we caught. Well, what clothes do we have on? Well, who is there? Well, what who
Yeah.
was down? Like what was the situation? All this. So I would say that. Not say protect yourself. We've been bad about this, but we always sage afterwards. And I think a lot of times, on the TV shows and stuff, it doesn't show that. But you don't want to inadvertently bring anything home with you. So we
Okay.
always
Good.
try to be mindful and say, hey, whoever's here stays here. You are not allowed to come home with us.
Good.
And we will come back. We will visit you over and over again. This is your house, not our house. You stay
Mhm.
here. We'll come back and visit you.
Do you
So
do
it's
any
put those
sort?
boundaries up and that. So I think that's something that people don't talk about very much or you don't
Sure.
see on TV shows and that. But I think it's a good practice to do. And like Kevin said, having fun. We investigate, we're very dedicated, but we have a blast when we do it. We joke around, we cut up, we do all that stuff. There's always going to be an element of fun, and no matter what you do. So, and especially if you get along with everybody, which we do. So,
Yeah.
we have a blast everywhere we go. But and respect the property, respect the spirits that are there, respect everything, respect. So that would be my advice.
Taylor ours is going curious, not convinced. The truth matters more than the thrill. That's
Correct.
actually a pretty good piece of advice. Tanya says she always promises, she has to promise her husband every time she's
Not
not
to bring
bringing nothing
nothing.
home.
I like Taylor.
So, all right, Miss Taylor.
My first one is just lead with respect to the location, to the owners, any workers that may be there, along with the spirits. And then try to debunk, because, like they said, not everything is paranormal. Most of the time, there can be a logical explanation behind what's happening. And don't just take that at face value of, oh, it's paranormal.
Correct.
Try to debunk it, figure it out, because if you can't figure it out, then you are left with something that is not normal. So
Yeah.
respect, debunk, and just have fun.
Yeah.
Be mindful of what you're doing, and just have fun with it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Tim, do you have any other?
I don't think I have any more questions. I agree with what with someone starting out. We've talked about this before. Be respectful. I mean, if you watch the TV shows on TV and you go ghost hunting and think you're the best there is, you're going to waste your time
Mm-hmm.
because they're there for 2 weeks and they give you 35 minutes of television. So,
Yep.
Right.
yes, debunk, be respectful to the property, the owners, all that. You absolutely want to do that. As far as that goes, and yet, number one, have fun. That's what it's
Mhm.
about. I mean, we're all curious. That's why we do it. We want to see if there's something outside the normal because paranormal is just another word for something outside the normal. So
Right.
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
what you're
I
looking
like
for.
that.
Right.
Keep that in mind and keep an open mind. But mainly, try not to scare each other to death. So
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Where can everybody find you?
We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Trying to figure out the whole TikTok thing. But we are on Facebook and Instagram as Soulful Spirits, and TikTok as Soulful Spirits as well.
Perfect. 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 Is there anything that you ladies want to talk about that we may not have hit on or that you wanted to say, shout out? This goes for Taylor R as well. Is there anything else that you guys may want to say or anything before we let
I
you
will
go?
say we are big fans of the Dr. J.J. Polkhouse, an
Mhm.
apothecary, and Brandon and his wife Taylor that own it and are restoring it. They have put so much hard work and energy and effort into this location. 1,000,000% check it out.
Mhm.
You will not be disappointed. We
okay.
cannot say enough great things about it. So if you are in the area or if you want to make a trip down, add it to your list because it's truly phenomenal. And the town is amazing. They
Mhm.
welcome you with open arms. And that's why it's become one of our favorites because we just go
Okay.
back and we feel like we're at home essentially. But you will not be disappointed with what that house and that location and property has to offer. And Brandon's show, Haunted Discoveries, their upcoming season will feature the house for the first time.
Yeah.
So
cool.
it'll
Yeah.
make its TV debut. So that's coming up too. But that's truly a location and ownership that deserves to be shouted out because they are doing remarkable things and they're leading with history first, which
Yeah.
it's been really cool to see and to be a part of. So
Yeah. And I just want to add to Brandon and other people out there that are preserving history. It's so important. So important to preserve the history. And as Taylor mentioned, Brandon is doing a marvelous job. I mean, you talk about deep dive. He is now the world leading authority on J.J. Polk and his family and the
Oh, cool.
house. And like he's preserving it to that period of time. And
Oh,
so,
that's awesome.
yeah. So I think, we think history, all that's old stuff, but you can learn so much from the people that lived it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we love doing it is connecting to those spirits and trying to learn from them and get the stories directly from them. And I think that's, when we go on an investigation, we'll say, we know what we've read, but we want to learn from you. So if you want to communicate with us and tell us. So preserving that history, hats off to you, Brandon.
Yeah, that actually was, I do location drops every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually one of my location drops in the last week.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Was hers,
That's
yeah.
so awesome.
It's
Beautiful
Cool.
little town.
yeah, remarkable place.
It really is.
Anything else you want to add, Miss Heaven?
I don't
That you're in
think
the
so.
dark?
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I was like, I should have put the light on, turned the
I
light
know.
on
That's what I was
earlier.
thinking too. I'm like,
Slowly
I don't
losing
know.
light.
Oh, it looks like ghost hunting. That's awesome.
I know, yeah.
Right. We're used to
It
sitting in the
does.
dark, right?
It does. I'm sorry.
It's a ghost. She's on our screen.
I know. Boo.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, as I end up telling all the guests, it would be good to have you guys back on again. We are booked solid through the end of June. So it'll be a couple months, but it'll be cool to check back in a couple months after you've done like your 3 investigations, see if
Sure.
anything new has popped up. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
To get
Yeah.
reconnected with you guys.
Yeah.
And I guess I
Absolutely.
didn't realize that you guys were in the Louisville area.
Mm-hmm.
You
So,
said that perfectly.
Cool.
oh, thanks. And that actually
You just
isn't.
did on that one. You said Louisville. You gotta.
I've been working on it and trying to say it right for like years and years and years. So yeah, funny because I was talking about my sister and her kids, and they were teenager-ish, like when they moved there, and their oldest daughter ended up saying it just like you guys do. And she's like, "You're not from the South. Quit saying it like that."
Yeah.
It was super funny. But
Wow.
even today, that just rolls off of her tongue like
Mhm.
crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't
It
know.
feels weird if it comes out any differently. So
That's right.
yeah.
Well,
Louisville.
our family heritage is from Southern Missouri, so give us a little bit of
A little,
Just a little.
little bit of a break. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, it has been great having you guys on. I appreciate you guys giving us your time. Hang with us while I get this ended. There'll be a little 15-second thing. Once that is done, I will get a notification that I'll let you know. You guys can drop off if you want, or you can hang out and talk for a little bit. Either, whatever. It's up to you. But I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being on. Again, this has been
you.
Soulful Spirits Paranormal. They are awesome, and I can't wait to see what they have in the future for us.
Thank you. It's
Right.
been a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.